American Planning. This is an application pursuant to sections 11412 and 11413 of the zoning resolution to permit an amendment at 20202 47th Avenue. It's legalization and seeks a change of use from a gasoline service station to an automotive service station. This site was originally granted a use variance in 1938 to operate a gasoline station in a residential district, and amended in 1955 to enlarge the accessory building. There have been no subsequent action by the BSA, and the owner has approved the change of use of the Department of Buildings in 2014 when they removed underground gasoline tanks and did some work to remove the pumps. They received some violations for use contrary to the certificate of occupancy, although they're both use group 16, gasoline service station and automotive service station are different, and the sites are at the BSA to legalize the amendment. During the course of the application, when we presented the issue to the community board, several issues were raised about the site, including the freestanding sign, maintenance of the site, including parking of vehicles and debris, parking of vehicles that are not currently being repaired, and an oil spill that occurred in 2014. We amended plans and cleaned up the site, and I have copies here of plans and photographs from June 1st showing the clean condition. The site, the freestanding sign was removed, all debris was cleaned up, and the only vehicles present at the site are those that are awaiting repairs. The owner intends to maintain the site clean as it was on the June 1st photographs, and the community board has taken their word and approved the application. And if anyone has any questions, then the application is on.
So, just so we have it for the record, this is a variance that's open-ended for the application?
There was no term in 1955, but with this amendment, they will impose a term that the statute is already required, and mostly because it's 10 years. But I believe the community board has requested a short term so that they could stay involved in this agreement.
They have. So, what happens at the BSA now? You ask for a 5-year term, or you just leave it up to them to figure out what they think is best?
We are likely going to request a 10-year term, given the efforts that the operator has made to clean up the site, and for the BSA to give another chance to keep it clean and maintain it free of debris and parking. But it's within the BSA's discretion as to what's happening.
And when did you stop selling gasoline? When did the gasoline sales stop?
The tanks were removed in 2014. So 4 years ago.
And the C of O issue?
The C of O is for gasoline service station, but they removed the tanks and they're all operating as automotive repair. So even though they're all these Group 16s, they need a new C of O to reflect the unit.
And there was a delay in that apparently?
They can't get it until the BSA approves the amendment because they're granted for a gasoline service station. So they'll be able to remedy all violations and get a C of O once the Board of Standards of Appeals acts on. Thank you.
I know the community board had some issues on the site. I think we agreed to take care of those already. They must have had some faith since nobody voted against it.
Yes, extensive efforts were made to clean up the site. We have photographs from June 1st. They removed the sign, they removed all the debris, so the site looks very good now, and we implore the owner to maintain this site.
And you have all the certifications?
Yes, we have the DEC spill closure report, and we have a report from the company that performed the removal, showing photographs of the tanks being removed, etc., and the tank needs to be ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nobody? Seeing nobody else to testify, the item is closed.
Calendar items number 2 and 3 are related items. Bill of numbers 1800853 and C180086 Effective Community Board number 1, the applicant is Abrams LLC.
Good morning, Madam Borough President. I'm Richard Bass. I'm with Abrams LLP.
Good morning.
It's good thing my eyesight's still good.
Is that microphone on?
It is on. Oh, closer to it.
That's all right, we'll turn it up a little. Air conditioning's on. I'm not
today for two actions. One is a mapping action from R7A to R7X. Both have a C24 commercial overlay. This is for the Boys and Girls Club. Now I have to put here's the site location. It's between 30th Road and 30th Drive on fronting on 21st Street. As you can see from the existing conditions, this isn't not the Boys and Girls Club, but this is very pedestrian friendly. You can see from the corner on 21st Street, and mid-block is a public parking area. As I described before, we're looking at a map amendment and amendment to Appendix F to make this a mandatory inclusionary housing area. Here's a zoning map that shows the location. Here's a tax map showing the proposed R7X with the commercial overlay for the first 100 feet. I'm sorry. Again, here's the zoning map change from the existing on the left to the proposed on the right. The proposal is for a new residential 14-story building and a rebuilt Boys and Girls Club. There will be approximately 112 dwelling units, of which 37 will be affordable. Here's what the new building will look like in terms of dropping it into the built condition. We'll have better pictures at the end, but what we were trying to do with the design was that the base of the building would match the existing senior facility that's south of this proposed development, and the top 4 floors would be glazed, so it would be lighter and so it would feel added to imposing. And by the way, I'm here today with the president of the Boys and Girls Club, the project architect, and the executive director. So if you have particular questions, they can address them. Here's the site plan. The proposed building would be on 21st Street. The facility would be on the side street. Here's what it looks like in elevation, looking from 30th Road. The new Boys and Girls Club would be on the left. The residential building would be on the right. As you can see from this elevation, the top 4 floors would be lighter in material. Here's what it looks like straight on from 21st Street. The Boys and Girls Club, as you know, is well established in this community. They've been there for 63 years. The reason for this rezoning is to allow them to increase their capacity. They're over-subscribed as they are now. They're at 100%. When they're turning families alike. With this development, they'll be able to permit and promote additional facilities for the community. This is where the members live. It gives you an idea of it's not just the story that the Boys and Girls Club serves, but all of Queens. I'm going to actually ask the president of the Boys and Girls Club to take a minute to speak about the existing program and what this development will allow in the future. Matt?
Or executive director.
Matt? Okay.
About that program?
Yes, please.
All right. All right, good morning. President Gax. We're very excited about this project. I think what really sets us apart is the unique, high-quality programs that we offer and the partners who help us make that possible. Today, our club features the technology makerspace that connects kids with local professionals in the tech industry. It's part of a partnership we have with a group called IO New York City. We We offer a digital 3D design architecture class with our partner Skanska. It's the same engineers who are building LaGuardia Airport. They teach our kids the same architectural techniques, and they 3D print the structures they create. JetBlue has awarded our club with a very large grant to open JetBlue Science Hubs in our club and our program sites. We also have a NASA-funded robotics program. Teaching kitchen that gives kids the opportunity to learn how to cook and learn nutrition. They get free bags of fruits and vegetables to take home every Friday, which is a really amazing perk. In our media production studio, which was supported by Major League Baseball, the kids made enough films to produce their own film festival this past month. We called it the Variety International Film Festival, and we had filmmakers, 30 of them from around the country, come to showcase their work with our kids and teach them their craft. We do a lot of amazing stuff. We're open 7 days a week, but the challenge is this. Last year, 642 children were on our wait list that we could not accommodate due to space. And that was really tough for me and our board. We need this project. So not only will this new club more than double capacity, it will give our kids the greatest opportunities possible for generations to come. That includes more purpose-built activity rooms like our makerspace, a larger pool, gymnasium, and community room, space for an early education program, as well as a teen college and career center, expanded office space, continue hiring staff and experts and accommodate our growing list of volunteers and partners, a modern mechanical plant, and facility designed for 21st century safety and accessibility standards, something we can certainly improve from today. To sum up, we are a community center. We bring together the best of Queens to give children the opportunity to reach their full potential in life. We need this project to continue with our mission. Thank you.
So, I appreciate the work that you do, by the way. I had the opportunity of touring your facility when we knew that this was coming up, but I also just wanted to see it. And I was very impressed by a lot of the programs that you have. I think you're doing a great job there with the kids. Everybody seemed very happy. They didn't even know I was coming.
That means a lot to hear. Thank you.
So, I would like to speak to, please, thank you. So I'm curious, so well maybe it was better for you, this says that with the rezoning, you could serve 1,700 children overall?
We currently serve 1,700
And so-
registered members.
Oh, by the way, you need to state your name for the record, I apologize.
Matthew Troy, I'm the executive director of the Variety Boys and Girls Club of Queens.
How many children you serve now?
Currently, we have 1,700 registered members and growing.
And after this, we assume, not the people that live there, but the people this club will serve is how many?
The big factor is this. Right now, at most, we can accommodate about 200 kids in the building at any given time. We hope with the new club, it will double that capacity, close to 400.
Oh, I see, it's 1,700 kids overall, but 200 kids at once.
Yes.
And so you're doubling that capacity.
And the
Not
number,
1,700.
that will likely increase, but I'm not sure by how much.
All right, Richard, I'm fascinated at the public hearing vote at the community board. So we don't have the decision yet at the community board, right? So we don't have it written. So for the text amendment, or for the rezoning, you got 29 to 8. And then for the text amendment, we got 37 to 1.
Right,
So if you could just talk a little bit about that, that'd be great.
how to explain community board split vote without putting my foot in my mouth?
Well, we'll have it between us.
Okay.
No, but I think there's got to be a reason, right? So was it that they minded the size, perhaps, but if it was going to be there, they wanted the inclusionary housing?
There are some people who are just against market rate development, period, across the board. But then on the second vote, they voted for it. Some raised concerns about the R7X. Some were concerned that the Boys and Girls Club didn't have a developer, and they were buying into a picture without more substance. But the majority of the discussion that night was very positive. So, again, I can't speak to the real minds of why it was a split vote, but it was a very positive wording was there.
You just said you don't have a developer yet?
We don't have a developer yet. The Boys and Girls Club felt it was more appropriate for them to seek the rezoning and then seek out the approval. Okay, we're working with Colliers. There's extreme interest in the development, but the Boys and Girls Club wants to control the process. They didn't want a developer to control the process.
So we think the board probably had an issue with the general rezoning to a larger facility, but if it was going to be there, you're still going to do you have to do the mandatory affordable by law, right?
That's correct.
So there's no doubt about that.
No doubt about that.
And you've chosen at the moment, because I know these things can change when it gets to the council, to do the 80%. So
Well,
option
that's
two.
actually, we chose that at the council member's suggestion. As you know, we don't get to choose.
Yeah. Okay. And one is a senior housing facility?
There's an existing senior housing facility on the block. And
Oh, on the block, I see.
And they're part of our zoning lot for arcane zoning reasons, for lot coverage reasons.
All right, but this is going to be just flat out affordable.
This is just going to be,
That's-
a regular MIH residential development that will then, subsidize the development of the expansion of the Boys and Girls Club.
And we have the adequate, appropriate amount of parking. We're not
Yes.
making any applications to reduce the
No,
necessity.
the two actions is the mapping action and the MIH mapping action. That's it.
We appreciate it. We appreciate the work of Boys and Girls Club, yes, thank you.
I wish I had more clients on this.
Oh, we have someone, Ron McKay. Are you doing it as Queen's Tourism or are you?
No, I'm on the board of this. so-
You're on the board, so
Yeah.
Ron McKay is himself. All right.
They asked me if I could speak, so I signed up. Is that all right?
Please, of course.
So,
Say your name and.
sure. My name is Rob Mackay. I live in Sunnyside. I work for the Queens Economic Development Corporation, which is upstairs, to be honest with you. I've known Melinda and Irving for a long time, to be honest. But I don't think you know that I'm on this board.
I did not.
I have been on this board for about 2 years, and there are obviously, Matt can tell you more about the agency, and everyone else can tell you more about this project. What I can tell you is that the 2 years has been fantastic. What goes on there is magic, and it is the best run nonprofit. I mean, there are a lot of nonprofits out there. There are good ones, there are bad ones, there are mediocre ones. This one is definitely a really good one. And watching what the people do, and every day with the kids, and watching what the board does, I can't sort of recommend and tell you more of this project and tell you how excited I am. That's all.
We appreciate it. Thank you
Thanks.
for your input.
Yeah.
See nobody else to testify, the item is closed. Thank you.
Calendar item number 4, rule number B180174 CFQ. And calendar item number 5.
Just so that everyone knows in my hearing, once you're done, as much as I appreciate the being polite, you are welcome to go on to your business, or you can listen to the other folks, it's up to you. You will not be insulted either way. So thank you very much for your time.
Calendar item number 5 is also related. ULF number 180175 NMQ. Department of Parks and Recreation is the applicant, effective community board number 1.
See, if you can turn the air conditioner off for a moment, it helps. All right.
Good morning, Honorable President Katz. My name is Jose Lopez. I'm the Deputy Director of Parklands, of the Department of Parks and Recreation. And Parklands is essentially the real estate division for Parks Department. And today I'm here to present to you an application of the Department of Parks and Recreation for
I think so.
You're here already twice. You're welcome to put it down, you're gonna catch a cold. So,
Thank you, Board President.
my pleasure.
So I'm here today to present to you application on the warrant of Parks and Recreation with the Department of Citywide Resource Services as co-applicant for an amendment to the city map to eliminate the existing park parcel, which is known as St. Michael's Park Parcel for the Queens Community Ward 1. We're also proposing an additional action for the same parcel, which is zoning map amendment to establish a zoning designation in the park that's being eliminated as park, which is R4 zoning district. The general area surrounding the project site is residential in character, and the project site is generally bound by Square Boulevard to the north and 30th Avenue to the south, St. Michael Cemetery to the west, which is a cemetery that was established in 1852, it's approximately 88 acres, and then South Bay to the east, the project site is bounded by the BQE, and then to the northeast of the project site is a commercial area that includes big box retail stores, so yes, Home Depot, Bed Bath, Beyond, and to the south, the east of the project site is a residential cluster that has family residence. The project site itself was acquired by the Parks Department on April 4, 1941. It was acquired for park purposes. The parcel was never programmed for park purposes, not only used by the public. It basically has served over the years as a landscape overgrowth buffer between the BQE and St. Michael's Cemetery. On February 13, 2015, the state legislature approved the elimination of the parcel, which basically gave the city the authorization to proceed with the legal process that's right here today to dispose of the property to St. Michael's Cemetery. I'd like to mention that the statute has language that require the city to acquire as compensation, basically to receive equal greater than the market value of the parcel, but also can be capital improvements that is equal greater than market value of the parcel. In this case, we're pursuing the latter, which is any proceeds resulting from the sale of the property will be used to undertake park improvements to, our goal is to find a site as close as possible to the project site, and when the community board review, the community board, someone mentioned that St. Michael's playground, which is located directly to the site, is in need of capital improvements. So that's something that folks are going to be considering. We're going to be working closely with the community board, with the council member, and with you in order to identify what is the best use for the receipt that the city would receive. We left on this to comment to make some improvement to the community in terms of facilitating recreational opportunities for the residents. And so the action is basically for the city to be able to dispose of the property to St. Michael's Cemetery in order for them to consider to expand their cemetery operation. That's basically concludes my presentation. I'm happy to take any questions.
So if you could clarify something that we probably should know, hopefully you were having a sort of little debate on that before the hearing. So this is parkland,
Yes.
unprogrammed parkland,
Yes.
but you're taking it. So the question is, what is the requirement by the state again when it comes to taking the parkland? You're not talking about replacing it, you're talking about reconstructing already used parkland. So explain to me what, because I thought you had to replace it, but you're saying you don't.
So the state regulation has language as either or. So we can either acquire replace parkland. Always our preference is to acquire replace parkland. And we did some analysis where we actually looked at both community boards, and it was just really hard. We couldn't really come up with a site to acquire. So in this case,
And the other option?
the option is to the city to receive the proceeds and to use it to improve parkland as close as possible to the project site.
And whose choice is it, the either or? Is it the city's choice?
Ultimately, it is the
I
city.
mean, legally.
Yeah, we have both choices.
The city gets to choose which option they choose,
Right.
not
Our preference.
not the buyer.
We have the Parks Department preference always is to acquire additional parking, we want to
Yeah.
acquire additional open space.
And the market value is assessed before or after the rezoning?
In this case, as part of the discussion with St. Michael Cemetery, he has made an appraisal for us to get kind of an idea of the value, and that was 2.5,
The value is an R4?
yes.
As an R4,
Yes.
right? We assume the value is the value after the rezoning, or after
Right,
we zone it for something.
It's the highest and best
Right.
use. Yes. And then prior to the city disposal of property, the CAD will complete another appraisal. That will determine, the fair market value at the time. That's what the city will receive as compensation is going to be. But we,
So we assume it's $2.5 to $3 million to be spent on the park. About. I mean,
yes.
not holding you to it, but
No, to be confirmed in the course of appraisal.
which could redo a park pretty well.
Yes. Well, this, so,
And then who redoes the park?
the Parks Department will be.
So the money would be put from St. Michael's into the Parks Department? Is that how does that technically?
So the city would receive the payment, and then it will be put into the Parks Department budget. And then that will work with our capital division to establish the project. And then, as you're familiar with, our capital division will the design, and then we'll deal with the community board, you too, and then we'll do the project.
You said the CD was take the money. The CD.
The city.
Oh, the city.
Yeah.
The city would take the money, so the city, the check is written, I guess, to DPAS or something like that, or to New York City?
Yes, it should go to.
And then it goes, and then it's transferred to the Parks Department, and then it's done that way. And so when we cut the ribbon on a new park, or a renovated park, is it the city that cuts the, I'm just curious, so it's considered a city project?
Right.
Okay. Thank you, I appreciate
And
that.
as you know, we would get our allocation for you and from
No, I appreciate
the
that.
council member, and then everything, the funding get registered once allocated, and then it goes through the process, and then it goes to the Parks Department budget, and then it eventually becomes.
It's not about this project. 98% of the projects we have, I would say, are ad park rentals. So I was interested in the mechanics of how this park works. So I thank you for that. It looks like you didn't have a problem with the community board.
We were, pretty much, they were fine with the project, when they raised an issue about, Spirit Boulevard, the BPE, and when the turn there, they raised a concern about that turn being too narrow. I mentioned that when the process that City Planning completed, which is the agency review meeting, CDG reviewed the project, they raised an issue. And also DEP has a major trunk main, which is 48 inches wide, so that's the water line. So the city will retain this portion of the property here. So the city will retain, here to be about 80 feet, which is, say, here. The city will retain that area as city ownership, because the DEP has infrastructure in that area.
Do you have any questions? All right, look, the applicant has been a good partner for a lot of years, and so we appreciate that. And it looks like the community board is on board as well. They've done their outreach, we've been talking about this for a long time. And so I thank you for your time today, for the work that you put into this. I also just want to note for the record that just because of other projects and precedent, that the Parks Department did look for other property in order to create new park space for the alienation of this property. And it was decided that, there wasn't really availability, and so we will review the existing park plan in order to basically pay for the building. So that we know for other projects, we're looking into new property first. I appreciate your time. Kurt. Thank you.
so much for the
Thank
opportunity
you.
to speak to you.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure, thank you. Anything else? Seeing no one to testify, the item is closed. Thank you.
Calendar items number 6 and calendar items number 6 and 7 are related items. Mueller number C180211CQ and C180212 R2. The applicant is Agerman LLP, effective community board number 1.
Good afternoon, Madam Borough President and members of the office. My name is Jacqueline Scrinchi of Ackerman LLP for the applicant, Robbie Management LLC for the 12th Street rezoning. The project is located on the block bounded by 35th Avenue to the north, 36th Avenue to the south, 11th Street to the west, and 12th Street to the east. The rezoning area is comprised of the eastern portion of Block 331, which is made up of 4 separate tax lots. The development site is located on the northeast corner of 35th Avenue and 12th Street, and it is approximately 25,000 square feet of lot area. And then the other lots 27 and 50 lots 38 and 50 within the rezoning area are currently improved with auto repair uses, and the eastern portion of lot 8 is also within the rezoning area, and it's improved with light industrial manufacturing use. The development site is currently improved with a 1-story warehouse building, and I will show you pictures of what it looks like right now. The site is currently zoned R5, so all of the uses within the rezoning area, the auto repair and the manufacturing uses, are non-conforming uses within the R5 zoning district. And the site is located just west of the Ravenswood houses. Just to show you some existing conditions. This is what the site looks like today. There's little to no pedestrian experience here, even though it's directly across from this major residential development. And this is the view from 12th Street, as you can see. Those are construction fence up. The majority of the site is actually used for storage right now. So the proposed application is a zoning map amendment from the existing R5 zoning district to a R6A C13 to facilitate mixed-use development at the site, and also a zoning text amendment to designate the area a mandatory inclusionary housing area. The proposed project is a new 8-story mixed-use building with approximately 14,000 square feet of commercial on the ground floor. There will be 74 residential dwelling units, of which approximately 22 will be permanently affordable at an average of 80% AMI pursuant to option 2. The building will be consistent with the R6A zoning regulations, with a maximum building height of 85 feet. And we will have 71 accessory parking spaces that are located both at grade and in the cellar. This is the project site plan. The main residential entrance will be on 35th Avenue, and there will be commercial entrances on 12th Street and 35th Avenue. And this is the proposed building. Are there any questions?
What's the footprint of the building, of the site?
It's 25,000 square feet.
Just trying to figure out how you got the wall. Just trying to figure out how you got the
Oh, to 8 stories?
The R7, I'm just trying to figure
Oh,
out how it
R-
goes. It's almost like a blank slate, so I was just curious as to anything that went behind the R7.
R6A.
R6.
Yeah. Well, the surrounding area right now is zoned R5, but there are, I don't have this map here, but
It just
we
looked
were
like a big
looking
site.
for a lower density resident, not something that was a huge increase in density, but a modest increase in density to facilitate this new development.
What would be the as-of-right size of the building?
The as of right would be a 4-story building, 1.25 FAR, and there would be no requirement of mandatory affordable housing.
but it's 5 stories to 8. 4 stories to 8. Correct.
Right, just to give you some context, it is across the street from the Ravenswood houses, which are currently 6 and 7 story buildings, so it's not really out of context.
When you went to city planning, given that most of that block was built in manufacturing districts, I was just curious what the conversation was when they decided to map half the block to zoning district. Is there any, because it doesn't really help the site itself, that would be property.
What do you mean?
They didn't ask you to include the rest of the block, so I think we're trying to find out.
Right, I think when we were looking at this, because we're mapping a commercial overlay over this entire portion of the street, and 12th Street, we see it's a wide street, that eventually this could be a major commercial corridor, where there is ground floor retail, local retail for all the residents that are living within this area.
Does the commercial overlay help any of the other non-conforming
I mean, they're auto repair, so they would remain
This is more looking towards the future.
Yes,
So if we're looking towards the future of that potential housing.
that's correct.
Okay, does anyone here speak on this particular item?
Oh, we're also joined here by Panic.
Oh.
If there are questions, they actually are going to be working with us on the marketing and this is going to be affordable housing.
Oh, sure. It's part of your presentation. I will-
Okay.
So, my name is Regina Rivera, I'm the Director of Property Management for Eric, which have their own property management company called CP Management. We currently are managing over 350 units with a increase of 300 more units. We have a brand new project that is about to open August 1st in Corona, and we have a project in Flushing. So that would increase our units to 650 years old. We will be providing the affordable housing portion for property management, and we will deal with all the tax credit units. We will deal with the marketing, leasing, and then the annual compliance and yearly compliance up there. So we will provide them with certified and licensed property managers and any other further advice, and we will be taking care of all their audits and any compliance or regulatory issues if any issues should have.
And once again, this is affordable housing, not senior affordable housing.
Yes, it will be a multi-family affordable housing.
Yeah, and just for the record, Annie has a very long history in the borough, affordable housing and senior. Thank you. Are there any other remarks on the presentation? Sorry, I jumped the gun before.
No, it's okay.
If there's no other speakers on this application, we'll close the hearing this item. Thank you.
Thank you.
We close the hearing. We'll call the next item.
Calendar item
number 8, ULIP number 1803449CRY. The applicant is New York City Department of City Planning, and it is a citywide application.
So city planning's not, I'm representing the Queen's office, but HIP had already presented on Monday and prior. So, just need to pick up the hearings on July 25th. Here, vote on Monday. Our tally so far from the board has been 2 opposed, 5 and 9 in favor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 10, 11, 12, 14, and 2 abstained from voting, 4, 7. Hearing is still scheduled for July 20th.
And the borough board did vote on Monday, 11 to 5, 11 in favor, 5 against, and 2 abstained. Do we have any speakers on this item? Armando Moritz Shapelian, sorry if I pronounced your name right. Shapelian.
What's close? 3 minutes, right?
Yes.
Sure. Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to provide testimony. My name is Armando Moritz Pelican. I am the campaign coordinator for Equitable Economic Development with the Association for Neighborhood Housing Development, also known as AHD. We are a citywide organization with around 100 different neighborhood-based tenant advocacy and community development organizations in all 5 boroughs. We also convene a citywide coalition, the Industrial Jobs Coalition, which has been focused very heavily on the city's industrial policy toolbox, specifically focusing on land use. My written testimony has the long, detailed versions of what I'm going to say, so in the interest of time, I'll just go through the 4 key points that I wanted to express today. Overall, we support the hotel text amendment. We think it is an important step forward, given the fact that the administration made its commitment as part of the Industrial Action Plan back in 2015 to restrict hotels in the industrial business zones. This action would actually go beyond that and restrict in the M1s across the city, so we think that is a good step. However, we do have a couple recommendations on how to improve upon the language that has currently been proposed. First, the special permit criteria. It specifically mentions that the text specifically references that the special permit is contingent upon the City Planning Commission finding that the site plan incorporates elements to address potential conflicts between proposed and adjacent uses, and also just skipping down that the use will not impair the essential character or future use or development of the surrounding area. What we'd specifically like to see is that the language around essential character should be strengthened to consider how the proposed development would impact the real estate market in the area, since as we've seen in a lot of industrial areas, when hotel development goes up, speculation tends to follow, and it makes it harder for existing manufacturing tenants to stay in the neighborhood. Additionally, on the public purpose exemption, I know there's been some debate on that. One of the questions and concerns that we had was specifically on how the public purpose exemption is going to actually be triggered. It's not clear, and in the case of, for example, a hotel being used for a homeless shelter, if one room is being allocated, if a floor is being allocated, if half of the hotel is being allocated for a public purpose, does that exempt the entire development from having to go through getting the special permit? So we want some clarifying language on that. And then the last point that I want to make in my remaining time is on areas of applicability. Currently, the hotel text amendment exempts the M1 areas around LaGuardia and the JFK airports. However, the city has made a clear step moving forward on protecting the industrial business zones, which include the areas around JFK and LaGuardia. So just for the sake of consistency, we would want to see the special permit requirement also apply in those M1 areas as well. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, but more detailed version is there.
Just a couple clarifications.
Sure.
You're writing the language around essential character should be strengthened to consider how a proposed development would impact the real estate market in the area. How do you define area?
So
City blocks, miles?
I mean, we'd be open to having that conversation. I think the idea, whether it's within the community board, if the M1 area in question is specifically within an IBC, I think that the self-storage text amendment actually defines, I think they're called M-designated districts, so if it's an M1 area in one of those areas, it would be restricted by that. If it's not in an industrial business zone, maybe shift it to the community board, looking at how it would impact that area, maybe more narrow from city blocks. Because this is a citywide proposal, I can see a bunch of different ways that it could potentially work out.
Okay, but because that in itself is a question. The whole community board.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, and then another point, the language, when you talk about the number of public purpose units,
Mhm.
so do you have a suggestion on what that trigger should be?
I'm not entirely sure yet. I mean, I think that the way that I have it written in my testimony is, a hypothetical situation, given the way that it is written right now, a developer could say, we want to put in a hotel that we are intending to use for a homeless shelter. We're only going to use one room, therefore we don't have to go through getting a special permit, so we're permitted as a right to do this. That's not necessarily a practical scenario, but it is something that in the current text, it's not specified how you would go about doing that. So one of the things that we would want to see is for it to be explicit of what the actual trigger would be. We don't have a clear number in mind yet. There's actually been some back and forth between some of our member groups in our coalition about that, but
What's the range of discussion?
yeah.
50%, 30%?
I don't know if it would make sense to do a range by percentage or if it would be a range by rooms, honestly. Let's say, I guess 50% may be a good starting point to have that conversation.
Okay, I think the rest of your testimony is pretty clear.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
We have other speakers on this item? Okay, we have no other speakers on this item, we'll close today's hearing, and the next scheduled public hearing is August 2nd. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Kenny from Councilman Van Buren's office. Hey, how's it going? Yes. What did I ask you? Sure. I mean, you wanted to talk to me first? No, I was going to go back to my office, but I could ask questions. Sure. I'm Kenny from Councilman Van Buren's office. Okay, how you doing? Hey, so I just wanted to ask you, what was the breakdown so far in terms of the community boards? You mentioned 2 opposed.
10 were for, 3 were opposed, and 2 did not vote. Well, that doesn't match up with the borough board. The borough board representatives vote separately, individually. So 7 and 8 did not vote, but at the borough board they voted against. It's 5 and 9 voted against the CB.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Everyone else voted for it.
Hi.
During the borough board meeting this past Monday.
So the borough board had 5 against, one of which was Councilmember Malone, and then the 4 community board members representatives were 5, 7, 8, 9.
So like,
Community board representative.
That's the community board representative. So it's not the community board, it's the representative on the borough board.
So 5 against, 1 was
Malone. 2 abstained, I think that was Greenwood.
not to jump in. That would probably
it's always on a
based
Thursday
the
at
public
10:30.
representation.
So every 3 weeks.
I don't know if they stated why they voted against it. They just said that. I know there was some, I know I read an article about CD5 voted against it because there was an exemption for transient bills. That's not true. Exemption for welfare. Yeah. So that, we're not going to tell people that they have to meet it the correct way. I know your question was that fine. Can't open up the shelter and lend out as a hotel, so that just that. But it's in the text. I mean, I just defer to the text.
Yeah, I mean, when I was looking at the text, it specifically just says public text amendment. Okay, that makes sense, but.
So if it were to be a shelter, it would probably be
Selected.
whoever's going to be.